Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Amma ba'du fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. First and foremost, I welcome everybody here, all the brothers and sisters and our friends from the LGBT community as well. When I first came into the hall, the first thing that came to my mind was to go and greet the people outside who have come to do a counter protest, because I don't see them as enemies as such. The way the media has pitted this battle between the Muslims and the homosexual LGBT community, it's not about that. The messages that we have relayed up until now, from day one, is that we are not against the LGBT individuals and the community. I'll make that absolutely clear. It's being recorded, and I'm not saying that because it's being recorded. I'm saying that because we genuinely believe that there is no compulsion in our religion to impose our beliefs on other people, and also we feel that there should be no compulsion on us to have other people's beliefs imposed upon us. So therefore, we feel that we should live and let others live. And do you agree with that? There is a dispute. There are some live matters that which need addressing. And we need to come together as mature people, as educated people, and apply wisdom, sit down and try and resolve these issues, because at the end of the day, if we don't deal with them head on, these things will brew up and create a bigger wedge between communities. Unfortunately, we do not have a very friendly media, especially in favor of the Muslim community. And that is something that we have to call out as it is. They are not friendly. There's a lot of sort of islamophobia, even entrenched in political parties, entrenched in the media, entrenched in our communities. You don't need me to tell you that we have a great issue with Islamophobia, and we are the victims at the end of that spectrum, where we are being victimized and we are feeling that pain now. What happened last week in New Zealand. And I also thank the members of the LGBT community who stood in solidarity with the Muslims after those attacks, and I've seen plenty of evidence of that. So therefore, we do have lots of things which are in common, and yes, we also have our differences as well. Let's not forget that, we do. And how we deal with them is, as I've said, we need to have a very mature approach, apply wisdom, and not fight this on social media, because social media, things get twisted, blown out of proportion, and the message gets lost along the way. I've said in previous speeches as well, there are some serious issues that which we need to address. One thing I'm very pleased about is that the Parkfield Road issue has really increased this debate at a higher stratosphere. Now people are talking about this at an international level. It's been discussed at very high levels at the House of Commons. The media is picked up on it. There is a genuine debate that is to be had, and the issue needs to be resolved. Muslim parents are obviously trying to protect their family and religious ethos and values, and the LGBT community have got their values, which they obviously are very important to them. We do not feel that we have to impose ourselves onto another community. It's like, I'm a Muslim. If I was a school teacher, and if I go into a school and I say to the school kids, it could be a non-Muslim school, I'm just giving you a hypothesis here, that a Muslim teacher goes into a school and says to all the kids, Islam is a very good religion. I want you all to say Allahu Akbar. Yeah, I want you all to, start, the girls, you should start dressing putting a headscarf on, and the boys to start reading their prayers, and I want you to believe in these 5 articles of faith of our religion. Do you think the parents will be up in arms? They will be. There will be, because I will be going in, or that Muslim teacher will be going in and imposing their beliefs on a group of children without their parents knowing, without parental consultation, and quite rightly so, the parents should be in arms. That is the issue that we have at Parkfield Road School, that because the parents were not consulted. The parents, when they tried to engage with the school, they were fobbed off and they were treated with contempt. They were treated as if they were a bunch of illiterate, backward people. And how dare they question the school? How dare they come and ask questions of what we teach in our curriculum? And that is where it all started going wrong. And the media does not pick up on that. The media, the mainstream media, does not tell that story because it doesn't fit the narrative that they want to run. The narrative that they want to run is homophobic community against, an inclusive education. It did not start off like that, and that's how it's been projected. And that's why we need to, take this debate back from the people who have hijacked it. We need to have a very sensible debate. There are some genuine issues. Again, it's down to community beliefs, religious beliefs, but at the same time, putting religious aside, I genuinely think that we have to, as a country, ask the questions that in this new inclusive education, there are things which are very controversial. There are things which we really need to be asking ourselves whether we should be going down that route, or should we be telling our 4 and 5-year-olds about LGBT issues, about things like, transgenderism. You're a 5-year-old, you may be trapped in the wrong body, you're a boy, you may be a girl, you may be a boy. We need to be able to agree to disagree on that. We need to ask ourselves collectively that why are we imposing these sort of things on 4 and 5-year-olds? Do you think 4 and 5-year-olds are in the playgrounds discussing relationships, or are they playing? These are innocent children. We should not, I'm not talking about LGBT ideology here. I'm talking about even heteronormative relationships. We should not even be discussing these relationships with these kids. Let them be kids. Let them play. Let them we need, just the way my childhood was protected, where I can live a life free of stress, free of worry. I think we owe it to our children to allow them to remain innocent until a certain age. Maybe everybody will disagree whether what that age is. Is it 10 years old? Is it 12 years old? Is it 9 years old? But we need to have, we need to be able to agree to disagree. When is that right time to discuss an all-inclusive education with our children? And I certainly say 4 or 5-year-olds is too young, and I know that is what the big issue and the big fuss here is, that what's kicked off a national debate, the material which a lot of the schools, well, let's talk about Parkfield Road. The parents who have seen the resources have said that it's not age appropriate. And as I've said, we need to really come together as a society and have a national debate on these issues about whether we should expose our young innocent children to any types of relationships, not just a particular one. We just let them be kids the way we were. There's plenty of the rest of our lives left to worry about relationships. Ask the married folk. We don't need to be imposing that sort of pressure on young children. I think I've said enough, but I repeat again that this is not a fight between two communities. So this has been projected in the media, and we need to be very careful when we talk to the media, because a small few sound bites can get hijacked and really, the wrong message gets displayed. So once again, thank you for all coming, and let's approach this with a very mature outlook. Thank you.